It's not every day you get to wear a suit and sit in a supercar, but today was that day for me. I'm always looking for an excuse to look nice, but why were so many others in cuffs, collars, and coats? We'll hear the perspective of some powerful people on why they're wearing a suit. They'll also share some tips on how you can look better in yours. I'm curious why you chose to wear a sports coat.
Because it's sort of a little bit of a step up from just the regular sort of business casual. But I think it adds to the attire, and that it's a way of being sort of dressed up without having a suit and tie.
So is there a goal with dressing up?
I think the goal is to impress the lady. Only one, this one right here.
I think a man in a suit looks good. I also think a man in uniform looks good. It's a little eye-catching from a female perspective, in my opinion.
One of the reasons I wear suits is because I'm young, and in a professional setting, I'm often the youngest person in the room. And a suit brings my credibility or what I have to say to a different level with people. It professionalizes me in a way that helps overcome my youth in the room. I guess my biggest thing I'd say is just wear them. I mean, you can't go wrong in a suit. It helps elevate your presence. It helps bring legitimacy to what you have to say, and it shows that you take yourself seriously, so other people should take you seriously as well.
So Greg, tell me, what is it about suits? How did you get into wearing suits? Why do you wear them?
Well, I had an older brother who was a businessman, and he wore a lot of suits, and he gave me a book called Dress for Success, I think was the name of it. I read that book, and it really talked about how a suit can help you further your career. I don't want to overdress, but whenever I can wear a suit, if it adds to who we represent, I try to wear a suit.
I spotted these guys. They're wearing some nice sports coats, and I wanted to get a sense for why they're dressed up. So
I love wearing a sports coat, especially with jeans. I feel like it adds a certain level of casualness, but then just a little touch of professionalism, right? And I like being comfortable, but yet looking nice at the same time.
So you feel like the sports coat gives you that a little elevated look, even though you're still comfortable.
You know, it's still comfortable. Love it. Yep.
Cool. What about you?
A very, very similar thing. It really does elevate the look. And for me, yeah, it is comfortable. On a warm day, it can be a little hot. So if anyone out there wants to make a nice, cool sports coat.
I did a Menswear tour of Miami. That is the place to buy sports coats that are lightweight. They have an unconstructed canvas. They make them out of bamboo, they make them out of wool, but they have a thinner weave. Very good for warmer weather sports coats. Seriously guys, if you haven't checked out our tour of Miami, do it. It's a slower paced video, but turn on 2x speed and you'll learn a lot about style. Why do you wear a suit?
Mostly because I work for Governor Cox.
So when you show up for work without a suit, they just kick you out, I guess?
No, we have casual Fridays. Actually, one of the first things the governor did was say that you could wear jeans to work on Friday. Okay. That's for state employees. That was new.
This is actually one of the few things I don't like about Governor Cox. He's too casual. So what's even cooler than suits? Suits and cars. And cooler than that? We get some great advice on how you can own a car like these one day. So I hear these are your cars right here.
Yes.
So what's the idea of your channel?
So two things. I'm a hardcore car enthusiast. And two, I love raising money for charity. I've got a big car collection, a bunch of supercars, hypercars, muscle cars, off-road cars, and I love to share them with the world and meet a bunch of really great people.
Nice. And that's what you're doing here right now, right? For Special Olympics?
We just raised $20,000 for Special Olympics, plus all the other donations that are coming in right now.
So I think the audience choice is the black one. I know those three were bought by Ron. The last three, I think maybe the fourth, because I saw him sitting in this red one too. They said I could take a seat in the black one, so I want to check that out. Whoa. Oh my gosh, that was a tight fit, but man, once you're in here, oh yeah, check this out guys. Nice center console. No back seat, but you don't need one when you drive a car like this. Any tips for the young men?
Man, I think the world will tell you that you can't do it, but I'm here to tell you like a living testimony that you can do it. So even when everything's stacked against you, you get up and you go at it and you do it again and you do it again and you do it again. And if you do it over a long enough period of time, that success becomes compounding and it's virtually guaranteed. Just every day is not going to be harder or easier than the next. It's just going to be different, right? So like get up and do it again.
Got to sit in that Lambo. That was awesome. My kids are going to be so jealous. At this point, you may be wondering what this heavenly place is with suits and cars. I'm at the One Utah Summit, pitching MyNiceTie to hopefully raise up to $50,000 for a studio. Wish me luck.
So welcome to the State Bank Business Challenge. Just statistically speaking, most of the people who entered are not going to walk away with money. The one thing that you all can do is walk away with relationship capital and some intellectual capital. So keep that in mind.
Greetings, fellow achievers in the making. I'm Thor the Thunderbird, here not just to fly high, but to help you do the same. Today I'm excited to introduce you to Thor the Mentor, the life coaching company that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Maybe you're stuck, maybe you're unsure, but guess what? I built the perfect place to help you soar. It's called the Nest of Success. Inside this nest you'll find the key elements to transform your life: work, power, self-love, and awareness. Meet with Thor the Mentor today, and you too can go from an underachiever to a thunderachiever.
After getting hyped up by Thor's entertaining but fake pitch, it was my turn for a place in the nest of success. Fatherlessness in America is a huge problem. 1 in 4 children are raised without a father in the home, meaning that they're twice as likely to suffer from mental illness and behavioral issues. My name is Ben Bowie, and in a very small way, I'm a father to the fatherless on YouTube. I've been running the channel MyNiceTie for 17 years only as a hobby. I recently took the leap of faith 1 month ago to work on this business full time. Of the 26,000 comments we have on YouTube, it's surprising how many are father related. For instance, Blue Thoth says, "I'm 34 years old and never had a father teach me how to do things like this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." These comments got me thinking, what else aren't young men learning without fathers? Goal setting, hard work, ambition, how to dress. We teach young men how to wise up, suit up, and stand up. So, be classy, vote to help young men, and hit that subscribe button. I thought the pitch went decently well, but the competition was fierce, and I knew it would be a tough sell up against the AI startups. The YouTube creator business model is hard to understand, especially for decision makers right now. People who don't understand YouTube don't realize its growth rate. They don't realize how revenue is generated. And so that's what I'm up against. There's several AI companies. That's a really hot buzzword. And if I have to guess, I'm guessing that the AI companies are gonna do really well. So it's the next morning. I didn't even make it in the top 12, which is okay because I don't mind getting beaten by good companies. And I would say 80% were probably good companies. I only got to see a third of the cohort. The ones that I did know, they were companies with a lot of potential. Whether or not the teams could actually deliver on that potential is, I guess, not something that the judges were looking for. I didn't win, but let's think on the positive side. I also didn't get hit over the head with the mace I saw earlier. So I guess this is a mace that was donated to SUU. Traditionally, it was a club that was used to protect the king, and it's since become to symbolize authority. But like Ron said,
You get up and you go at it and you do it again.
And when I got up and did it again, I got some great style tips on how to wear a suit better. Any dress tips for young men growing up, wanting to learn about suits? What's the first thing you would tell them when they're thinking about wearing a suit?
Well, I think it's the fit. You know, obviously the jacket is the thing you see the most, so fitting your shoulders. just making your shape look a little better maybe than it truly is. The one thing that bothers me the most when I see somebody are the shoes. I wear brown with blue a lot. Today I have black on, but they're fairly shined. I think when you have a very fine suit and you look at shoes and they haven't been taken care of, it depletes the whole image. So I generally look at somebody's shoes to see if they've completed their attire.
What I really think is important when you're out there and you're looking for a suit is just not any suit. It's a suit that fits your form, right? That looks good on you. There's a lot of men out there who have really expensive suits. It doesn't quite fit them for whatever reason. Maybe the jacket's too long, so it makes them really look dumpy or whatever it is. So find a suit that fits your form and shows off all of your best features.
What's the best way to find a suit that fits your form?
You got to try it on. Try it on, and oddly enough, the ones that fit you the best and make you look the best are often the ones that make you look the best as well. Like if you have to force yourself into something and you're not comfortable, chances are it's not going to look good on you. You're going to look uncomfortable, you're going to feel uncomfortable, and bring someone with you that cares and that will tell you the truth. Sometimes the salespeople don't necessarily tell you the truth, so bring someone with you that you trust that can give you an honest opinion of how it looks on you.
That is a great tip, and one that people do wrong a lot because the salespeople are there to sell the products that they have sometimes. They don't know you as well as someone who's close to you, so I really appreciate that tip.
The nice thing about having someone who knows fashion is that when you're about to put something on and leave the house that doesn't quite look right, she'll say, are you actually going to wear that? Wait, are you going? Oh, no, I think the phrase is, are you going out like that? Yeah. So I highly recommend have someone in your life who can give you that kind of fashion advice to dress appropriately for the occasion.
I love the style tip to bring a friend shopping. This is one of the reasons we started the community linked below. So you have someone to ask for fit advice or any advice.
So I like to have them tailored if I can. This brother that I was talking about, early on when I started to try to dress for success, he took me to California, to Los Angeles, to Century City, to a real high-end suit maker where you pick the fabric and they made it as suit. During the course of the day, you take it on and off and readjust, and after 7 or 8 hours, you left with 2 or 3 suits of the fabric of your choosing.
So a lot of people don't like suits because they've never done that. Like if you have a suit that fits you perfect, it's almost like you fall in love with them. Was that your experience with that first suit?
It's an extension of me. For some reason, when I'm in a suit with the right colors that fits me well, I feel like it's my best self.
And what do you look for in a suit like this?
I typically like suits that are fairly muted in color and nothing that's really bright or stands out, and something that's versatile that I can wear different colors with, whether it's a button-down shirt, tie, all those things.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
I really like the shoes too.
Thank you. They're Allen Edmonds.
Okay, that's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
I'm not wearing them today, but I usually do. They're American made. They're from Wisconsin.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of them. My in-laws got them for me for Christmas one year, and I've been a repeat customer ever since.
So if you've never worn Allen Edmonds, they're a little uncomfortable at first. They're a little bit harder than usual, and they're loud when you walk. But after your foot gets used to it, it's just like a hand in a glove. It's just
they're honestly the most comfortable dress shoes I've ever worn.
And they last forever.
They do, and you can get them resold.
I thought it was a nice looking watch.
I know its name. It's a Frederic Constant. I'm probably butchering that.
I'm gonna go check it out and look it up, that brand. Thank you for wearing it.
All right, no problem at all. Thank you.
Those are some great tips. And by the way, I'll put links to the products below. Supercar Ron wasn't the only YouTuber I ran into that day. I also ran into Matt with Off-Road Recovery, and he had some great life lessons to share.
You are a man now, and that means stop blaming other people for your problems. They're all yours. You can solve them. You have the tools for them. This YouTube channel that you're watching has great advice on how to get a hold of your life and steer it in the right direction. That's my advice to you. Grab the steering wheel. So here's what happens. I'll tell people, hey, you need to do this thing. And so they'll go get in the back seat of the car and wait for somebody to drive them to that thing. It's you. Get in the front seat, drive. drive there. Take control of it.
Tell us a little bit about your channel.
So I run a little YouTube channel called Matt's Off-Road Recovery, where we go out and we rescue people. We do a lot of problem solving. We do it kind of in a minimalist way so that we can travel light and fast and we can solve their problems and get them on their way. A lot of people like to watch this channel and they give me feedback that it's helped them learn how to either get out of situations they're in or avoid getting into those situations. So we're a little bit of a self-help channel if you know where to look.
You know, he was a little worried that he came off a little too Papa Bear, but I thought his advice was like spot on. You have to take accountability, and kids growing up, like, that's probably the best advice, even though people don't want to give it. Probably some of the best advice he could have given, so I appreciate him for sharing that.
We've got a lot of good life advice so far, but let's get back to suits. Best dressed. Was it Peter? You haven't met him yet, but I liked his jacket.
He's paired the jacket with jeans and a blue shirt, which is a nice combination. The blue goes well with the checked pattern on the jacket, so yeah, it complements.
Or Pete with his tan suit blue shirt combination. How about Cordell with his sports coat and jeans? Or Scott with his sports coat? Greg was looking sharp with his lavender tie and matching socks. But the award for today goes to
the blue with the blue sports coat, the kind of greenish pants with the tan shoes. It's maybe on par for best dressed at this event, so congratulations.
Hey, I'll take it. There's no award for that, but the award is talking with you, being here.
There should be an award for this, and Greg gave me the perfect idea.
Greg makes coins.
Right.
I guess they're called challenge coins. I'm not exactly sure what a challenge coin is.
Well, a challenge coins originally came to light in the military. If you were part of a platoon, for an example, they wanted to be known as a part of something. So they would commission challenge coins, always carry them in their pocket, everybody in the platoon, everywhere. When they went to a bar, if they went to get drinks, somebody in the platoon pulled out a coin and tapped the bar, everybody had to produce the coin. If you didn't have your coin, you had to buy the round. If you tapped the bar and everybody had their coin, and you bought the round of drinks. And from there, it's just grown, even into corporate America, where it just represents being a part of something significant. And you carry it with it wherever you go.
I absolutely love that concept.
But even without an award, the best dressed still gets bragging rights. Comment below if you want to know exactly why Derek won the other gentleman. Derek's also a winner in politics, now the Attorney General of Utah. I think it was his suit. And I even got a little style feedback myself.
See, you've got the shoes, very well taken care of. Brown, which is in style right now. They're shiny, they're well kept. Nice fit jacket with the, I call it a foo. There's another name for that, but I call it right here the foo-foo. That's what my brother used to call it. Yeah. So I call it a foo.
Never heard of that. With the mic for it.
The white shirt, and you've got a inside the collar. I've got one of those too.
Oh, nice.
It's just generally a kind of an upscale shirt when you have that.
Yeah.
And it just kind of completes the wardrobe.
I've never heard a pocket square called a foo. I love pocket squares, but that name may take some getting used to. I also love some of their thoughts on where to buy a suit. I think you'll find the Vegas idea interesting.
My favorite is probably Joseph Bank, but Menswear House has good suits also. The trick for me is to get everything tailored after I buy the suit.
You mentioned Dillard's, any others?
Well, that's where I most recently purchased them. They have a pretty good selection, and there are certain times of the year where they run a sale. I just kind of watch for that.
It's a challenge for me given my size, so I'm looking at a lot of different locations. I go to JCPenney's, I go to Joseph A. Banks when I can when they're doing sales. I've even gone to Brooks Brothers. You name it, I'm trying to find different locations. I even go to Ross.
Got this at a local department store, Christensen's.
Okay.
So they're located here in Cedar City, and I also like to buy stuff from H&M in St. George.
So where do you recommend around here to shop for sports coats and suits?
So this is gonna sound so bad because I love, local business normally. A lot of times I shop in Las Vegas, and there's a Dillard's clearance outlet down there that I get a lot of sports coats from.
I'm definitely going to stop into the clearance outlet on our Vegas menswear tour.
My takeaway from today is that you have to get outside and do something. Whatever your goal is, you just have to do something, because when I started today, I wasn't aware of the fact that I would be getting to know a lot of people who know how to dress, getting to know people who are part of the government, getting to know people who are part of the school, getting to know successful business leaders. I had no idea, but I was in the right place at the right time, and I got to meet a lot of interesting people who know a lot about wearing suits, and hopefully some of that information was useful to you. Thank you for watching. I wonder if you want me to do more videos like this. If so, I'll be waiting to chat with you in the comments about it. Check out some of those lightweight suits I mentioned with our Miami menswear tour here. And you'll find my video about how to fold a fufu here. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button to develop the demeanor of prosperity. And most importantly, gentlemen, keep looking classy. I'll see you at the top.